Hi again everyone, this is Brian with BsnTech Networks. I'm going to bring to you a video tutorial about your website builder account. In this video tutorial, we're going to show you how to set up an e-commerce website. Yes, so you can actually create an e-commerce website that uses PayPal for your payments. As long as you have a PayPal account, which is free, then you can receive credit and debit cards from customers online. In essence, they would be able to check out, they'll add items to their shopping cart, check out, and then they would be sent over to PayPal to make a payment. Now, they do not need to have a PayPal account in order to pay you. They just need to have a valid debit or credit card. On the other side, you do need to have a PayPal account in order to receive the funds, since it would go to your PayPal account first. Then you're able to transfer it through an automatic withdrawal to your bank account, or you could also set up a debit card with them. And finally, you could also request to have them mail you a check. So in this video tutorial, we're just going to go through the installation process. We do have a couple of other videos for managing and adding items to your website to do the categories and also your product management. So below this video, you should see two links. One is for category management, and the other one is for your product management. Those video tutorials will help you through those aspects. Alright, so in this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and show you how to install the e-commerce integration. This is a plugin, so go ahead and hover over plugins and then hit add new. Under here, the plugin that we're looking for is called WooCommerce. That's WooCommerce. It's a very good e-commerce platform, and it's used on millions of websites. So let's go ahead and enter, and there it is, WooCommerce, excelling e-commerce with their little figure there. So all we need to do is hit install now, and it's going to go through and download it, and then you will want to hit activate. Okay, we are activated, and now you're going to get a couple of things here. It says, welcome to WooCommerce. You're almost ready to start selling. So it says, install WooCommerce pages or skip setup. This should be the very next step that you do after installing the plugin. Make sure to install these pages. It will automatically create some base pages for you for the checkout, the shopping cart, the customer's account, and things like that. So we are going to go ahead and hit install WooCommerce pages. Takes it a moment, and if we go to the pages now, you're going to see that there's some new pages in here. The only page that we had before was the home page, but now there's checkout, there's cart, there's my account, and there's shop. You will also need to remember to add these to your menu. So once you're all done with this, then you do need to add those to the menu. You don't necessarily need to add all of them, but you definitely need to add the shop, and you probably should add the cart. The checkout is not as important, since somebody can go to their cart and then click the checkout link from there. Same with the My Account. Not everybody wants to create an account, so they may not actually have an account with you. So let's just quickly show you how to add those to the menu. Let's go to Appearance, and then Menus. Alright, we got this little thing up here. I want to help make WooCommerce even more awesome. Just hit Don't Bother Me Again, and then that will go away. I'm going to get rid of that little error message up there. Okay, so we are on our main menu here. So we can go ahead and put a checkbox next to Cart and a checkbox next to Shop, and then click Add to Menu. And as you can see, they are now added to the menu. They're not saved yet, but at least they're added. If you wanted to move these around, you can click, hold down, and drag, and you can see the order has changed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save Menu, and then I'm going to go to our main website here. Alright, so you can now see that you have a shop and a cart. So if we click on shop, it says no products were found because we have not entered any yet. If we click on cart, it says your cart is empty, return to shop. If there were items in the cart, they would be listed individually here along with the prices, and then you would have a checkout button down at the bottom. Alright, so we went ahead and we've done that. Another thing to not forget, you do have a secondary menu here. So for information on how to configure that secondary menu, make sure to look at the video tutorial that discusses how to manage your menus. That would then allow you to add all of the e-commerce things to a secondary menu instead. And by default, a secondary menu shows up here. So if you wanted all of your e-commerce related items up here, which is kind of a popular thing to do, then you could do that as opposed to adding them to your main menu. So it just depends on how you want to build your website. All right, let's go back to WooCommerce here, and there's some options: orders, coupons, reports, settings, system status, and add-ons. Under products, you've got products, add a product, category, shipping classes, attributes, and so on. So in here, we're going to go ahead and go into settings, and this is where we need to set everything. Your base location. This is where you are physically located, where your store is at. So we'll type in United States, if I could spell it right. Let me try that again. And it doesn't just let you click on United States because you need to choose a state. So in here, you will then choose a state for wherever you're at. I'm going to go ahead and choose Illinois. Selling locations. Where do you want to sell to? Do you only want to sell to the United States? Do you want to sell to Canada? Do you want to sell everywhere? If you want to sell everywhere, that would be all countries. Be advised that this could get very complicated though with shipping rates. Next, sell to specific countries only. If we click on that, we then have the ability to start typing in locations, and you can see that it adds them in there. So I'm going to say United States and Canada. All right. Default customer address. This is going to be geolocate address by default. You can leave it there, or you can change to no address, which may be a little better in all honesty. So we're going to go ahead and change that to no address at this point because it's the default. They will enter their information when they're ready to check out. All right, so down here, the currency. This is the currency, so we're going to just change that to US dollar. So click on that. Currency position is to the left because we want the dollar sign to the left. The thousandth separator is a comma. Decimal separator is a period. Number of decimals is 2. So that's really the only options that you need to set on the General tab. So let's go ahead and save it. Next is Products. Let's click on the Products tab. There's more up here that we have to deal with as well. So weight of the products. When you are entering the products, you probably would want to also enter the weight and maybe the dimensions, especially if you are using an automatic shipping calculator. BsnTech Networks does have some automatic shipping calculators available for an additional cost that we would be happy to install. The shipping calculators would automatically calculate shipping through the post office for sending an item to the customer. That way you don't have to worry about making rows and rows and rows and a shipping catalog of the prices and the weights and such. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to ounces by default. Again, it just depends on what you're selling. If you're selling very large or heavy things, you may want to make that pounds. But if you're selling small things, excuse me, then you might want to make that ounces instead. Dimensions unit, cm of course is the metric system, but inches is what we here in the US use. Product ratings. Do you want to allow people to make ratings on your products? If so, just keep this checked. Ratings are required to leave a review. So if somebody wants to write a review, then they are also required to give it a star rating from 1 through 5. For people that actually have an account on your website, then you can check this, which is again by default, that will then show a verified owner label for the review for somebody that actually purchased it, logged into their account, and then made a review. The other thing here is only allow reviews from verified owners. So at this point, with the default install, anybody and everybody could write a review, whether it's true or not, because it's open to anybody. But if you want to restrict this to only people that have an account with you and that have actually purchased it from you, then check this box. Then we're going to go ahead and hit Save Changes. Next, let's click here where it says Display. And the shop page. It automatically has the shop page filled in because that's the automatic default page that was created. On the shop page display, do you want to show products? Do you want to show categories and subcategories? Or do you want to show both the products and also the categories and subcategories? If you're going to have categories, then I would probably choose the show categories and subcategories for this one. Then that way it allows people or your visitors to drill down into the specific category, and then that's where the products would be. And then here, the default category display, of course, is to show products. Now, if you do have subcategories, again, same thing. You may want to drill down and require them to drill into the subcategory. Or if you want to allow both, then hit Show Both. Default product sorting. This is how the products are going to be automatically sorted in the listings on your website. So default is usually by the name, popularity based on sales, average rating, sort by the most recent items added to your list or your website, sort by price in either ascending or descending kind of mode. All right, add to cart behavior. Do you want to redirect the customer directly to the cart once they add something, or do you just want to have a little pop-up box that says, okay, this has been added to your cart? By default, it does that option to just show the pop-up box. Product images, probably leave these as is. Really not much of a reason to change those. They're automatically set so that they are optimized for website and browsers. All right, so let's go ahead and save these changes. Next, inventory. The website has the ability to control stock. That means each time that somebody actually purchases an item, it will then deduct the amount from that item. So if you have 15 of a specific item and somebody buys 2 of them, then once they pay, then it will automatically reduce that stock level down to 13. This is good in the event where you have one-of-a-kind items where you may only have 1 or 2 of, and it would automatically unpublish it from your website once you are out of the stock. So that would prevent somebody from going on and purchasing the item if you don't have it. Now, in the events where people are drop shipping, where they are, placing orders through different companies and they have a unlimited supply, then they may not need the stock management. So you would just turn the stock management off. The hold the stock. If somebody makes an order on your website but does not pay, it will hold that stock for them for up to 60 minutes by default. After that, if they still have not paid, then that stock is then returned back to the website to allow somebody else to purchase it. Notifications. Enable low stock notifications and enable out of stock notifications. In the event that you are low on stock or out, you will then receive an email based on this email address right there to let you know that you are low on stock or you're out. The threshold for the low stock is 2, so once you get down to 2, then you would get the low stock notification. Out of stock threshold, of course, is at 0, so once you have nothing left in stock, you would then get the out of stock notification. Out of stock visibility. This should probably be checked in the event that you are keeping your stock management. It says hide out of stock items from the catalog. So once there is an item that's no longer available or you don't have any stock of it, then it would no longer show it on the site. In essence, it unpublishes it from the site. So you would click this checkbox to enable that. Stock display format. If you want to show how many of an item that you have in stock, then you could choose this. So you can always show the stock, only show it when it's low, or never show stock. Alright, once you're done with those changes, hit Save Changes. Now there's another option on here for downloadable products. You can actually use the e-commerce system to allow people to pay for digital goods. That's something that you're not actually shipping them, but once they pay, they would then get an email link with a link to download their digital goods, whether it be an ebook or a music file or something similar. We're not going to go into that in too much depth here in this video tutorial, but you might check in with us if that's something that you are looking to do. Alright, taxes. This is a big questionable item. As of right now, you are only required to obtain sales tax from your customers if they are purchasing from within your state. So, if you are based out of Texas and somebody in Texas purchases an item from you, you need to collect sales tax on that. But if you're in Texas and somebody from New York purchases from you, you do not need to do this tax for them. So, it is best that you go ahead and enable it. And down here, you have 2 options. Do you want to enter your products with the tax included, or do you want to enter products without tax, and then you're going to make a rate separate. By default, this is going to be exclusive of tax, which means it will not include the tax in the price of the product. And again, that would just make the cost higher to people that are outside of your state, since they would be paying the tax if that was the case. All right, calculate tax based on the shipping address for the customer. So the shipping address is by default, but this more than likely should be changed to the billing address, because the billing address is really where the customer is going to be at. The shipping tax class. Shipping tax class based on cart items, standard, reduced rate, or zero rate. This should be changed to standard, and we will get into that here momentarily. Alright, so additional tax classes. You really don't need these if you're just doing taxes based on state, so I'm going to delete those out. Display prices in the shop, excluding tax, because you don't want to show the tax amount unless they're actually within your state. Display prices during cart and checkout, excluding tax. Again, until they enter their information, their billing info, you don't want the tax to show up. And finally, display tax totals, either itemized or all as a single total. And I would say it's best to do it as a single total, so they just have one line that shows them the tax that they're going to be paying. Alright, let's go ahead and hit Save Changes. Now, we have this option for standard rates. As you can see here, shipping tax class is standard. Click on standard rates, and then we need to insert a row. For the country code, this would be US. For the state code, again, if you were in Texas, you'd put TX. Zip code, we don't need to worry about. City, we don't need to worry about, again, because this is online, so we only need to charge a state tax. And then finally, the rate. So if the rate in Texas was 8%, we would put in 8.0. Make sure if you have a tax of like 6.75, you do put in the 6.75, so that way you're getting it correctly. Now, should you be charging tax on shipping as well? Yes or no? If not, uncheck that box. If so, leave it checked. Then finally hit Save Changes. Okay, let's go to the next tab, Checkout. In here, do you want to allow the use of coupons? You can create coupons for amounts off of an order, a percentage off order, and you can also dictate whether the amount in the cart has to be a certain amount before they can use a coupon. Okay, so if you want to have coupons, you can do that. And then to create the coupons, they're over here under Coupons. Checkout. Enable guest checkout or force a secure checkout. When you're using PayPal, there is no need to use the secure checkout. All of the payment processing is done on their website. So, all you need to do, leave this one unchecked, but with the Enable Guest Checkout, if you want to require somebody to make an account on your website before they can check out, uncheck this. If you want to allow them to go through the process without creating an account, then keep this as is. I would highly recommend you leave this by the default to allow guest checkouts, because a lot of individuals do not like to make an account on other websites. So you could lose sales in the event that you're requiring them to make an account. Okay, the checkout page and the cart page. Of course, cart is it's already been made. The checkout page already been made. If you want to have some terms and conditions that somebody must agree to before they can check out, you would then need to create a page first. Create the page with all the terms and conditions. Then you would click in this drop-down box, and then you would choose that terms and conditions page. Alright, checkout endpoints, leave all these as they are. Now, we're ready to go into the actual payment gateways. You would need to go through these and actually disable some of these. This BACS, uncheck that. You do not want to use that on the website. So hit the button that says Enable Bank Transfer, hit Save Changes. Next is a check. If you want to allow somebody to be able to send you a check in the mail, then this would be an option that you could keep. So you can keep it enabled or not. So let's go ahead. I'm going to disable it and hit Save. Cash on delivery. If you want the ability to allow somebody to pay COD, it's expensive and it's kind of a pain, but you can, if that's how you'd like to go, then you can enable it here. Finally, PayPal. This is where we need to focus on the PayPal. By default, it's going to have a title of PayPal, but you can change that to something like PayPal/credit card/debit card. So that way people know that they could also pay with a credit or debit card. PayPal email. This is the email address that you used to sign up with PayPal. You definitely need to put this in here to make sure that when somebody pays, it goes to the right email account. The rest of the information, you really can leave it as is. So no real need to change any of this. And then we would hit Save Changes after you put your address in there. Okay, so we're done with the checkout and the payment systems. We're getting closer to the end. Okay, for shipping here, like I said, we do offer an automatic shipping calculator. Otherwise, the other option to make this simple is to allow free shipping on the website and then just build the cost of the shipping into the actual product. So, if you had a product that was $5 but it cost $3.50 to send, then maybe you should just make the product $8.50 instead, so then you don't have to worry about all the shipping calculations. The shipping calculations can get very complicated, and you would have to make a table of different rates. And if you wanted to allow priority mail or regular mail, you'd then also have to make them based on the type or the class of shipping as well. So that can get very complicated and take a lot of time. Through here, this would show the display of the shipping methods on the checkout page using radio buttons, which are what these are. They're little clickable buttons. You can select one of them. So leave that as is. The shipping destination, you want to default that to the billing address. And then, of course, you want to enable shipping. Sorry, I'm kind of backtracking here. The shipping calculator would be on the cart page as well. So if you wanted to enable that shipping calculator, you could do that there. Again, this is not really a shipping calculator, so this is misleading. So if you do not have a true automatic shipping calculator, you can probably uncheck that because it's not going to really do you a bunch of good. Okay, restrict shipping to locations. Again, same thing here. So you can strip to all countries that you sell to, ship to all countries, or ship to specific countries only. As you can see, by default, free shipping is the only one that's enabled by default. But you can also do a flat rate as well. If you just wanted to charge a flat rate of shipping of $10, something like that, no matter how large the order was, then you can do that as well. We're not going to really get into the shipping rates in this video tutorial, but if you do have some questions about that, then you can certainly get in touch with us to do that. Okay, so that's the shipping. Let's go to Accounts. And again, the My Account page is already selected since we automatically installed those default pages when the WooCommerce was installed. View Order, Edit Account, all this should be left the same. Enable Registration. This again should be left at the default. If you want to allow them to register, then keep that enabled on the checkout page. Enable registration on the My Account page. You can leave that unchecked if you'd like. If you do have a My Account page show up in your menu, then you could enable the registration on that page if you'd like as well. Display returning customer login reminder. So if you wanted to have an automatic box that asks for a username and a password, then this would be enabled by default. If you don't want that at all, then uncheck that box. For customers that have accounts, it does make them go through an extra step by going to a separate page like a login or My Account to log into their account first. So leaving this at the default is more than fine. Account creation. Automatically generate a username from the customer email. So this would automatically generate a username by the customer's email. If you also wanted to generate a password automatically, then you can check this box as well. I realize there's a lot of information involved with this e-commerce tutorial, but really setting up an e-commerce website, there's a lot of settings to it, and it needs to be done correctly. Otherwise, you could start selling things on your website with having problems with your shipping, with having problems with your taxes, not having the payments go to the right place. So it's very important that we go through each of these items and explain each of them. Finally, emails. Alright, so the from name. When somebody receives an email from your website, this is going to be what shows up. This is automatically pulled from your website name. So our website name, which is under Settings and General, is just Website Builder. If you change that, it's automatically going to update in here to whatever you have changed the website name to. From email address, same thing here. Under the settings general, there is a website email address. This is the same as that, and this is going to show your customers what your email address is. So if they just simply hit reply to an order confirmation, it will then go to this email address. There's a lot of other ones up here for new order, cancel order, processing, completed, customer invoice, notes, resetting passwords, and new accounts. So there's quite a bit here involved. If you wanted to add a header to the top of each of your emails that are sent out, you could do so here, like a logo. Under new order, enable this email notification, and this is the recipient. So anytime that you get a new order, what email address would you like to have those order notifications sent to? Again, by default, it's going to show or email the address that's on the main website, which again is under settings and general. If you want to send it to several people, put the email addresses in here, separated by a comma and a space. Subject, very simple. There's the site title, then it says new customer order with the order number. Email heading would say new customer order. Email type is HTML. Okay, let's go to canceled order. And you can see that these setups are pretty well the same. So same thing there. Recipients, it says canceled order, enable or disable the notification. Processing order, same thing. Thank you for your order. Completed order, same thing there. Your order's complete, and so on there. All right, so that pretty well covers that. The final thing that I want to show you is the coupons. Some people will want to do coupons on their site. So over here, click on coupons. By default, there are none. Let's click add a coupon. Coupon code. This would actually be the code that they're going to type in on the checkout page to redeem the coupon. So I'm just going to say test 1. Description, it's optional. This code will save you $10 on an order over 300. Okay? Alright, so down here it says cart discount, a percentage, a product discount, or a product percent discount. So you have a few options here on what you can use. A product percent discount would allow you to put a percentage based on a product. Again, minimum spend, maximum spend, since we said 300, they've got to spend at least $300 to redeem this coupon. Individual use only. If you only want them to be able to use this coupon with no other coupons, that cannot be redeemed with other offers, check this box. If you do not want the coupon to be able to be used on sale items, check that box. And here's where you can choose the products. Because we said product percent discount, that would be on a specific product. So under the usage restriction, you would choose the specific product or category, for that matter, that you want to allow the product or this coupon code to be used on. You could also use the exclude, which would just be the opposite. If you want the coupon code to be good for all products except a couple, then you would select the couple of products where you don't want the coupon code to be used, or exclude the categories. Okay, usage limits. Usage limit per coupon, unlimited usage. That would allow anybody to use the coupon, and they could use it over and over again. Limit usage to X items. So if you want to limit the coupon only to a specific number of items in the cart, say a percentage off the first 5 items, but not any over that, put that in here. Usage limit per user. So this is what actually would tell you how many times one user can use the coupon. Of course, if they're not logging into your website, they're going to be able to use it over and over. But if they have an account, then your website's going to keep track of that and know that they've already used the coupon, and they're not going to be able to use it again. Okay, let's go back up to general. And I said $10 off an order over 300. So this is going to be a cart discount. The coupon amount is $10. The other thing that you could do is just free shipping. So you could say cart discount, but leave this blank, and then hit allow free shipping. And then that would just simply allow somebody to use a coupon code to get free shipping. And lastly, an expiration date on the coupon. That way you can set an end time. If you forget to delete the coupon, it will automatically expire itself so that no one can use it. Then once you're done, you would hit publish. That's it. So you can make as many coupon codes as you'd like. Well, I understand again that was a very long video tutorial, but e-commerce is a very big feature for your website, and there is a lot in there to configure. As noted, this video did not cover shipping methods and also did not cover how to create categories or add products to your site. In the links below this video, if you are viewing this from the BsnTech Network's website, there are 2 other links. One of them will take you to a video tutorial that will show you how to manage your products, add your products, and then there's another one that will show you how to manage and add and remove categories. So make sure to check those out as the next step. Alright, well, thanks again for your patience with this video tutorial, and this is Brian with BsnTech Network.